Hey folks, welcome back to HeartGold vs. Crystal. We are here in Azalea Town, heading off to Ilex Forest, and I have this strange floating green thing with me. It's called Celebi. A strange man in the dark alley gave it to me. But we are now entering into the realm of HeartGold Soul Silver exclusive events and legendaries, starting with this Celebi. Now, Celebi is annoying as hell to get, by the way. It's event only and has been since its introduction, and there are not enough events about it. But Celebi has a special power, and that power is time travel. Hey, look, we're on that route near Viridian that I can never remember the number of. I just answered that, Lyra. Listen to me. Well, that's... yes, literally traveled through time. You realize we are literally doing that as we speak. But anyway, time travel allows us to get a little bit of backstory to various characters in the game, that again was not present in the original versions. This is some backstory for the question that was not originally given. It was implied in various games, but now we have it, concrete proof. The question is in fact the son of the ex-Team Rocket leader, Giovanni. And he's a little bit bitter about the whole Team Rocket being defeated thing. He has daddy issues. Sure is a good thing that he has a terrible memory. Otherwise, he might recognize us in 3 years. Let's do the time warp again. Alright, and now we're in some sort of mysterious cave. This cave is actually hidden behind a waterfall in Tojo Falls. Not that we'll have an opportunity to check that out. But if you go to Tojo Falls, you can find this cave empty in 3 years. Or in the present, I guess. But yeah, now we're simultaneous with the Goldenrod takeover, which is, this a little bit bugs me. Cause, when I played the games 10-some years ago, I thought that the, Giovanni had moved on completely from Team Rocket, and he was like, screw these guys, I'm out of here. And the old associates are just calling out with nothingness, and it's kind of pathetic, and they're dumb. But here, Giovanni actually kind of wants to rejoin them, and it's like, no, you're better than that, Giovanni. But he's not. Also, he's like really low level for some reason. I mean, he was a freaking gym leader at Viridian City 3 years ago. What happened? What happened, bud? Is this level inflation? I don't know. But yeah, he's in his mid-40s. And I don't think you can activate this event until you've taken care of the Team Rocket takeover, so you won't get, like, horribly swamped. But yeah, mid-40s, little weak. I mean, he's not really that much weaker than any of the Kanto gym leaders, it's just they're all weak too. Now, you'll remember from the Red, Blue, Yellow, etc. games, that he is in fact a ground-type gym leader. Or he was a ground-type gym leader when he was a gym leader. That means psychic types, well actually not psychic types are good against ground, but he happens to have a lot of poison too. Ground types are, well actually no, that's again preying on the poison. He does have ground types. You can use water on them, but He kind of getting back to his Team Rocket roots. He has a lot of poison as well. But then he throws some curveballs with Honchkrow. Honchkrow being the 4th gen exclusive evolution of Murkrow, and also being hella cool. Honchkrow is actually, I think, slower than Murkrow, but has better offensive capabilities. And he's basically required for any cool evil team leader. Giovanni, of course, being the quintessential buffet of manliness in that regard. And then finally, his signature Kangaskhan. It's totally a signature, shut up. That's what I remember it for. Kangaskhan is a normal type, which means fighting type moves are the way to go. And Bree just happens to have a new fighting type move that is worth looking into. Bam! Oh, jerk. You're such a jerk. Why would you do that? But yeah, none of these Pokemon are really too crazy. Honchkrow might cause you a couple difficulties, but you've been dealing with Murkrow before, so you should be fine. It's just neat to see Giovanni again, and see what he's up to. I just wish he wasn't up to this. You ruined all my wildest dreams. I mean, his dream is like fame and fortune and money. Those last two are somewhat different. Don't confuse them. Oh, Lyra, you don't understand how time travel works. I'm sorry. I'd explain this, but you probably wouldn't understand. But anyway, after that little time-jumping shenanigan, we can now return to Ilex Forest. Just a neat little bit of backstory and Easter egg. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And now we can... Mother, do you have any idea what I just went through? Anyway, now we have a couple other legendary Pokemon we can deal with, and we'll be taking care of one of them after this commercial break. Alrighty, we are now here in Cerulean City, and we are ready to take on one of the legendary Pokemon reintroduced for HeartGold and Silver. In the original Gold, Silver, Crystal, a lot of the legendary Pokemon from Red, Blue, and Yellow were not obtainable unless you traded from those games, probably to increase sales. But here, for whatever reason, despite the existence of Fire Red and Leaf Green, they've decided to make them capturable here. And we are starting with the one we can find here in Cerulean Cave. Cerulean Cave is also known as the Unknown Dungeon if you're incredibly fashionable. Now, Cerulean Cave is blocked off until you complete the Kanto Gym Challenge. You need all 8 badges. And that was the case in the original Red, Blue, Yellow, etc. as well. In Gold, Silver, Crystal, it was, like, collapsed. Like, had a cave in. Somebody had a temper tantrum and, like, fell apart. But it's back now. And the layout of the Unknown Dungeon is interesting, because it basically changes in every game it's been in. It was originally in Red and Green. It was changed for Red and Blue, so the third version / the American release. It was changed again for Pokemon Yellow. It was collapsed in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. And then the Red and Green layout was remade for Fire Red and Leaf Green, and it looked like super different because of the new graphics. Now this is apparently a mixture of the red and blue layout and the yellow layout. I think certain floors correspond to certain things. Or maybe it's the red and green layout and the red and yellow layout, I get lost every time, no matter what game I'm in, so it's just, yeah. And part of it's this maze. Every version of the Unknown Dungeon kind of follows the same idea, in that it has this middle maze portion, and then some surfing areas in other areas. But I get lost. I get very lost. I'm terrible at navigation, but I get lost. Anyway, you can see there are a couple rock climb opportunities if you so desire. There are a number of items around here that you can grab. I won't be grabbing all of them. I think most of them aren't really worth worrying about. There are one or two that you may be interested in. But the main attraction here is definitely the legendary at the end. All the rest is kind of secondary. I'm getting pretty sick of using repels like this. Like, it's a long walk, I guess. But we are nearing the end of the cave, I believe. It's not too long if you know what you're doing. I generally don't. Ooh, that's the Black Sludge. Black Sludge is a cool item. Just FYI, it's basically a poison-type leftovers. Only works on poison types. So if somebody tries to steal it from you, they'll get afflicted with Black Sludge, and like that won't be good for them. But anyway, here is the legendary. It is the almighty Mewtwo. Listen to that generic wild battle music. Mewtwo was essentially the god of red, blue, and yellow. He was so devastating, he was so dangerous, because he was a psychic type, so he basically had no weaknesses. And the merged special stat made him a force to be reckoned with on all fronts. Here, he's still really, really good, but he's lost his deity status, kind of, because of all the legendaries that have come after. But yeah, we can catch him here, and apparently, I guess Red from Fire Red did not catch him. So, take that as you will. Mewtwo is the result of a science experiment. Depending on your continuity, he's either Mew's baby that was then experimented on, or he is a failed clone. You know, I mean, choose your continuity as you will. I happen to like the genetically modified baby, or whatever. And it was actually worked on by Blaine and Mr. Fuji, which is pretty cool. And he goes on the Ultra Ball. Generally, he will not be caught so easily, but I have my methods. But yeah, if you've ever wanted something to kill things with, Mewtwo will do a very good job. And that is only the first in a number of legendaries that we will encounter in the upcoming episodes. So for now, let's get out of the Unknown Dungeon. Luckily, it's a lot easier to exit than it is to enter. And I will see you guys next time for more legendaries.